Louisiana. Mr. Higgins is recognized for 5 minutes.
I thank the chairwoman and our panelists for appearing today. This is certainly a topic that needs to be discussed, the electrification of the postal fleet. We have a constitutional obligation to support the Postal Service. And, of course, as part of the American narrative, you know, where do electric vehicles fit? And I would hope that this body has a reasonable and prudent approach to this topic. But I find, troubling though it be, is quite easily observed that my colleagues across the aisle are pushing electric vehicles no matter what. If it's smart, they want electric vehicles. If it's not smart, they want electric vehicles. They're not receptive to reasonable arguments regarding just how effective and efficient it could be. But no one can argue the simple fact that we are responsible for the people's treasure. And American citizens are watching hearings like this, wondering just what is going on in Congress. We had 2.5 million illegal crossings at our southern border last year, 500,000 dedicated criminals. I'm not talking about family units that turn themselves in. I'm talking about what they call gotaways at the border. These young men are plugged into the criminal networks. They're coming here to do no good in our country. We had 80,000 last month pouring across our border. America's watching and saying, what is going on in the Oversight Committee? They're talking about electrification of cars. So let's talk about it. Rescue vehicles on the highways, you've been paying attention, they're all powered by gasoline. Mr. Stein, is that generally true? Highway service vehicles, are they electric?
As far as I know.
No, they're not. Of course, they're on gasoline. Every American has had some experience of running out of fuel. The best of us are most prepared. You get stuck in traffic you didn't expect. There was a crash, something delays your trip, and you're burning fuel you didn't anticipate. You thought you had filled it up a couple of days before, but you did not. For one reason or another, we've all run out of fuel. What do? You get a ride to the nearest service station. You buy a fuel can if you don't already have one. You get back to your vehicle and put fuel in it. What are you going to do with an electric car? Mr. Stein, what are you going to do with an electric car if you run out of juice on the highway?
You have to get it towed.
You have to get it towed. Americans are saying, hold on. We have to have our mail delivered. Madam, what would a Postal Service do right now if a Postal Service vehicle runs out of fuel on its route?
A conventional vehicle today?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, we would call our local team and they...
Yeah, you'd bring a gas pretty quick, wouldn't you?
That's right.
What are you going to do if an electric Postal Service vehicle runs out of juice?
It's more challenging.
You're going to have to tow it.
Yep.
So listen, I say to my colleagues across the aisle, maybe the time has come for this discussion, but let's have it honestly. It's not going to work. We're spending billions of dollars of the people's treasure to accomplish some dream, not to mention what my colleague has brought up. The raw materials for these batteries are being mined by child slave labor overseas. That raw product bought by China is assembled the finished product by slave labor in China. Do we support that? For God's sakes, let's take a step back. As a committee, we owe it to the American people that we serve. Take a hard look at this thing. These patriotic, intelligent young men and women have come before us today. They're prepared to give us answers. The American people deserve the simple task that we accomplish as their congressional servants, that we ask the right questions. The answers are before us. We're asking the wrong questions. We have to reassess the realities of the electrification of the postal fleet. And perhaps my colleagues can accept that simple fact.